Good afternoon, Frady Bunch. Happy New Year. Welcome to 2021. I have big, beautiful, wonderful plans for my channel this year. I am so excited because I got this unofficial Disney Parks cookbook in the mail. I bought it for myself as like a little Christmas present to myself because, you know, we are in the era of treat yourself. And yeah, I'm so excited about this. I loved my trip to Walt Disney World in 2019. Jake and I had such a good time. We saw so many wonderful things, ate some really good food, rode all of the rides like 5 times. It was fantastic, amazing, 10 out of 10, would recommend, would love to do again. Because of the pandemic in 2020, we were not able to go back last year like we had originally planned on doing and wanted to do. So I thought that maybe I could bring us a little bit of Disney magic coming into this new year, since we probably won't go again this year because, you know, there's still a pandemic. And yeah, so I bought this cookbook and it is inspired by food at the Disney World, Disneyland parks. And why I myself have not been to Disneyland, I am so excited to try some of these recipes. And like, there's pictures. This is what we're making today. We're making raspberry rose Mickey macarons, and I know I've made macarons on this channel before, but I haven't made Mickey macarons on this channel before, so I thought, why not start here? The actual first recipe in this book is the churros, which I have made previously, so you can go and check that out if you want to learn how to make Disney churros. But yeah, so this book starts in Disneyland. The best way to go about doing this and working my way through this book, because yes, we are working our way through this book. Every recipe we are going to make from this book and put it onto this channel. I am excited. I'm hoping that I can live vicariously through this book by making these recipes to make me feel like I have a little bit of Disney magic. And this is also kind of special because tonight is Tuesday, and Tuesday night is date night for me and Jake. We are having steaks and potatoes and green beans, and I thought, why not have a Disney dessert? I'm excited to make these with you all and make some things I've never done before, and I'm just ready to get started. Okay, so as I said, we are making raspberry rose Mickey macarons. I love macarons. They're so good. They are gluten-free, which is fantastic. However, if you have a nut allergy, not very allergen friendly, because macarons are made with almond flour. So for these raspberry rose Mickey macarons, we are going to make a raspberry mousse. I've not made a mousse before, so I don't really have high expectations for myself. I'm just in it for like the novelty of it, but I think it'll be really good and it seems pretty straightforward. So firstly, I have, you would settle down, sir, a 1/4 cup of cold water in a little bowl here, and I have a 1/4 ounce of unflavored gelatin. Put this into here. And I'm just going to stir with the back half of my spatula. So we're just going to set that aside. I have a medium saucepan over medium heat. And to this, we're going to add 12 ounces of fresh raspberries. So I've got 2 6-ounce containers. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of water and 2/3 cup of granular sugar. I'm going to mix this together. So we're gonna let this get hot and bubbly. It should take about 5 minutes or so. Our mixture is hot and bubbly, so I'm just going to take my wooden rubber spatula here and just mash up our berries. So I have a blender here, which is something that I don't think I've used on my channel before. So I have my blender and made sure that it's off, and my berries are nice and mashed. But even if they're not like super duper mashed, it's not really gonna matter because we're putting this mixture into the blender. You're gonna be careful because it's still hot. Make sure to get all the seeds off the bottom because we are going to cook this down further. So we're going to puree. I have a fine mesh sieve here, and we're going to take our it's very raspberry forward. Okay, we're gonna take our what else would it be, Sheena? It's freaking raspberry puree. Oh my gosh. Okay, so we're going to take our raspberry puree. We're going to pour it into the mesh sieve. And this is just going to further help get out the seeds. Make sure there aren't any big chunks. So we have a nice, smooth raspberry mousse. So we're going to turn our heat back up to medium. And we're going to add our gelatin mixture in with our raspberry mixture. I'm going to stir this together. Okay. We're good. So we're going to let this go until it comes up to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we're going to stir constantly for another minute. After that, we're going to take it off the heat. Let it set at room temp or until it cools to room temperature, which will be about 15 minutes. Okay, so our raspberry jelly mixture is cooling. So now we need the mousse part of the raspberry mousse. So I have a cup and a half of heavy whipping cream here. So I'm going to put this in my stand mixer with the whisk attachment. And we're gonna let that go until we see stiff peaks. Voila, stiff peaks. So this raspberry mixture has cooled. I feel like it should be thicker. I feel like maybe I didn't cook it enough. I don't know. I mean, it's like thickening up as it gets colder, and it's gonna set up in the refrigerator. I don't know. So we're going to add our cold raspberry mixture. Oh God, I hope I did that right. In with the heavy cream. We're just going to fold it all together, like so. Be gentle because you don't want to whip the air out of the whipped cream. So you're just folding it through. All right, there is our mousse. Now I'm going to transfer this. I'm going to put it in a Tupperware container. Cover it. And we're gonna keep this in the refrigerator until we need it for our macarons. Speaking of macaron shells, that's what we're starting on. So this is a bit of a multi-step process, but you know what? These are gonna be beautiful. Okay, so I'm gonna do this a little out of order with what the book says. I'm gonna get my dry ingredients together first. So I'm going to use my sieve here. I'm going to sieve together a cup and a half of powdered sugar. I also need a cup of almond flour. I'm just gonna fold these in together. Now, I have 3 egg whites. These are at room temperature. Putting them into my stand mixer fitted with the whisk attachment. I'll put that about medium-low speed for now, just to break down the egg whites, get them nice and foamy. Then we're going to crank the speed up for a little bit. So that's been going for about a minute. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cream of tartar just to help stabilize them, make them nice and shiny. Now I'm going to gradually add in a 1/4 cup of granulated sugar, just a little bit at a time until it's fully incorporated before adding more. Stiff peaks. All right. Okay, so I'm going to add half of our almond flour and powdered sugar mix into our egg whites. I'm just going to fold it in because we don't want to break down the air that we incorporated into the egg whites. And because the almonds are so oily, they will start to break down the egg whites, so you want to work pretty quickly, but still try to keep air in the egg whites. Have some blue gel food coloring and have some red gel food coloring. Mine are a little bit, mine are not like squeezable tubes. They're little jars that you have to sort of scoop it out of. So it says 10 drops of red gel food coloring, 10 drops of blue gel food coloring. So I'm just gonna do kind of a big dollop of each, and if it ends up not being exactly the right shade of red, then that's okay. I feel like these are gonna come out looking a little bit more purple than they are red, but we'll see. And we're just gonna fold this in until it's incorporated. Purple, it's like gray. Good gravy. It's kind of like a Cinderella purple in a way. You know, like a Sleeping Beauty, pink blue, sort of. I don't freaking know. Too much blue, not enough red. I don't think more red is the answer here, but that's what I'm doing. It just said blue. It didn't say which shade of blue. I just picked one. Definitely not the right shade of red, but it's just progressively getting worse. Oh boy. Okay, well, you know what? It'll be fine. It'll be fine. And if nothing turns out how it's supposed to turn out, then you know what? We did our best. We tried. Our red macaron mixture. I have a piping bag fitted with a round nozzle in here, so we're just going to put our macaron mixture, which is probably overmixed at this point, into our piping bag. This weird, funky purple color. Oh my gosh. I have a baking sheet with a rubber slip mat on it. Got our macaron. Okay. Oh, shooty patootie. Stay in there. Okay. Yeah. So, going to make a small circle. Shoot. Small circle. And then do a bigger circle. Try and get the Mickey shape. They may not be perfect, but I'm sure they'll taste fine. Oh yeah, these are overmixed because they are not holding their shape at all. should have just left them blue. So you're just just gonna tap it out. Shorten any air bubbles. These are a disaster. These are a disaster. I honestly might start over off camera because these are just like liquid and just like running into each other. They're not holding their shape or anything like that, and I don't like the color, and so I am going, okay. So we are going to let these set out for about 45 minutes until they form a crust, and then we're going to bake them in a 300 degree oven for about 18 minutes until they're just starting to brown. Let them cool completely on the baking sheet, and then we're gonna make rose raspberry Mickey macarons. Not with these, but you know. We're back. It is significantly later, as you can tell. Jake and I just finished up our nice little date night dinner. It was delicious. The steaks were perfection. So now we're going to get to my perfection. As you can see, I redid our macarons. These look much nicer compared to this. This was bad. This was overmixed, underbaked. Just, I mean, like, they taste fine. They taste good. They taste like a nice, crunchy, toasty marshmallow. But these are much better. So we've got our Mickey-shaped, gracious, Mickey-shaped macarons, and then I also made just some, and these ones aren't as good because they cracked, but made some just plain round ones because this recipe is kind of a twofer. A two-for-one, basically. So these Mickey macarons can be found at the Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe on Main Street, USA in Disneyland. But you can find a macaron ice cream sandwich in France, in Epcot. And you can find it at Les Artisans des Glaces. My French is not very good. So yeah, pretty exciting that we got a 2-for-1 recipe. I am not a huge like raspberry person, so I'm excited to try with the raspberries, and then I'm excited to try the ice cream sandwich because I had one when we went. It was chocolate and it was delicious. So I have vanilla ice cream and our raspberry mousse. So let's do a raspberry one first, okay? We're gonna take 2 Mickeys, about the same size. We're gonna put one facing down and leave the other one right side up. So we're going to do, our mousse turned out perfect. Can you see the air bubbles? Can you see? Okay, so we're going to do a dollop of mousse. Then we're gonna do a raspberry. Do another dollop. Okay, good enough. And oh. Ta-da! Look at it. It is not staying together so well, but look at that. Beautiful. Okay, let's give it a try. It's pretty, it's definitely summery, so starting in January wasn't the best idea, but whatevs. That raspberry mousse is really good. Like, really good. It's nice and light and Very refreshing. The raspberries are good, tart, sweet. Okay. So I'm gonna put some vanilla ice cream. This ice cream is still super hard. On my ice cream sandwich here. And there's the ice cream sandwich. How cool. Oh. That's more my speed. Like I said, when we went, I had a chocolate macaron with chocolate ice cream, and it was divine, delicious, perfect, fabulous, love. So this is just like a vanilla macaron with vanilla ice cream, and it is heaven. So good. Creamy, crispy, marshmallowy. Well, I am pretty pleased with how today turned out, despite our rough beginnings. Everything turned out good. The mousse turned out better than I thought it would, especially for being my first time making it. That was a nice surprise. My second macarons turned out pretty good. They cracked a little bit, but I didn't get all of the air holes out. But they got a good rise, nice and thick. Good, tasty. Jake and I are going to snack on these the rest of the evening. And thank you all so much for watching. I'm looking forward to cooking my way through the unofficial Disney Parks cookbook with you guys. It's going to be fun and exciting. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it more than you will ever know. I hope you have a wonderful, magical evening. Until next time.